Okay, so we, Baruch Hashem, got to a page 367, volume 4.
Salad? There's salad. You want salad?
No, thank you.
Sure.
Number 1. Does a secondary vessel cook a solid item? A secondary vessel does not cook even a solid piece, as we learn from the Gemara's question. Solid item is like davar gush. Cook davar gush. You know what davar gush is? We learned that kli sheni doesn't cook, right? The whole time we've been explaining it. Davar gush. Davar gush is, what's the reason second vessel doesn't cook? Why the second vessel doesn't cook? Remember, Boris, what's the reason second vessel doesn't cook? Why not? What is it, a magic jack? So the Tosfot says in Masechet Shabbat, Daf Mem Amud Bet, because the liquid touches the walls and the walls of the Kli Sheni, cooling off this, so that's why it doesn't cook. Kli Sheni doesn't cook. That's the idea. What happens, the poskim say, if it doesn't touch the walls? For example, if you have a hot egg, you right now peeled a hot egg, or not only peeled a hot egg. Some people, they told me, thank you. Hi, Yaakov John. Some people told me that they, in order to peel the egg easier, after they take it out of a hot pot, they pour cold water on it. And the cold water, they say, shrinks the egg and the peel becomes easier to peel. Shabbat, can you do that or no?
Cooling it off.
Huh?
Cooling it off.
You're cooling it off. But it's very hot. The water you're going to put in it, it turns also hot.
Scalding hot. Kafkir.
No kavkir right now. We're speaking about the eggs. You take the eggs from the pot in a bag or whatever. You want to put it inside a bowl, and they are very, very hot. And you want to pour cold water on it.
That you could touch.
The cold water will be considered cooked because of the hot eggs.
No.
No.
Because
so
you
out
already,
of the fire,
right, you put it in a cliche already.
you're putting in a different container, and then you
Container.
put cold water
But
on
pay
it.
attention. Pay attention. What's the reason we said kli sheni doesn't cook? Because, huh?
The walls of the cup.
The walls of the cup
Right.
touching the liquid, the food,
Right, they
it cools it off, and because that, if you'll add things, it's not going to be able to cook.
But how about yesterday you said the on off?
That's interrupted flow from Kli Rishon.
So same thing here. The egg is interrupted.
So you're right. But over here, the reason why we justify Kli Sheni doesn't cook is because the walls touches the thing. Over here, the walls doesn't touch the egg. The egg is in the center. You have the plate over here on the bottom. You have the egg on like this. The egg doesn't touch the sides. So some poskim said because of that Kli Sheni doesn't cook only liquid stuff, because liquid spreads all around the vessel, and the temperature of it drops faster. You'll see. Anytime you have a hot liquid in the bowl, in a cup, the temperature drop very fast. You know soup, right? You eat soup, hot soup. Sometimes you drink the liquid, it's already like warm. The potato is scalding hot. The chicken is scalding hot.
It takes longer to cool down.
Exactly.
It still doesn't have the power to cook.
It's still scalding hot. So if right now you slice on Shabbat a potato, you slice on Shabbat an egg, you want to put tamat, fresh tomato sauce. Huh? Do you have to wait or no? Because the egg is very hot. It's going to cook right now the tomato sauce.
But although the
But Rabbi, it's Kli Sheni.
plus it's
I'm not putting the tomato sauce in Kli Rishon.
plus it's edible.
I'm putting it in Kli Sheni.
Processed.
Okay.
So what's edible?
The tomato sauce.
You're right. So what do you want to say? Maybe it's not cooking midoraita.
Right.
Okay, let's say not that reason. Let's say you need it to be cooked. Let's say to make it edible, not to add in another leniency.
It still would be allowed.
Would that be allowed or no? So says Rav Ovadia Yosef, Gemara in Masechet Chulin, daf page 104b says that davar gush does not cook.
Exactly.
Solid piece does not get cooked in the secondary
It's
vessel.
like making a tea.
And it brings a proof to that.
Sheni.
I mean, by the way, who paskin like that?
Tea on top.
Maran and Ashkenazim Rama.
Oh wow.
Both
Both.
paskin that
Ashkenazi.
hot thing
Rama?
in Kli Sheni, even though it's solid thing, not liquid things, gush it's called, does not get cooked.
So you have to wait.
And does not cook, not does not get cooked, does not cook something. So you don't have to wait.
Right.
As soon as you slice the egg,
Put it right in.
immediately allowed to pour the sauce of that it's not cooked on top of this scalding hot egg. Immediately. You want to be mahmir? Be my guest, but that's not halakha. Halakha is 100% allowed.
Also pepper.
Anything, pepper, salt, raw salt, no, or even raw salt, Himalayan salt, that it's not cooked, and right now you're putting on it. You could have said, "Listen, you're cooking it." That's Suleiman of John. Tzaddik comes to learn Torah, you tzaddik. Just the fact that you're coming to the learn. Bechor is not coming.
Bachor bar mitzvah party.
Bachir mitzvah. Birshut morai verabotai. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen.
בושה השם.
Rabbi, I have a question. If
Yes?
someone comes and turns off the urn on Shabbat,
לא עלינו, כן? חלל שבת.
yeah, but is that water now Kli Sheni or is it still Kli Rishon?
So that's what we learned in the morning. According to Yerushalmi, Kli Rishon is only whenever the fire goes on the bottom of it. Once it's removed from the fire, even the scalding hot, it's Kli Sheni. But the Bavli doesn't hold like that.
So the cost.
Oh, no.
Bavli doesn't hold like that. Anytime Machloket Bavli and Yerushalmi, halacha, like the Bavli. Got it? So now, listen to this. Yaakov, listen to this.
Yes.
A person took, real case happened to somebody, and Shulchan Aruch talks about it. I have a meat steak. Meir John, you like meat steak?
Yes. We all do.
Steak, meat, you like? Yeah, of course. Al ha'esh, habibi, keneged kulam.
Friday was a
Purim, yeah? The guy, may listen to a case happen. The guy took the knife that he sliced pizza with.
Whoa.
The kid likes pizza.
Hot.
Hot, palakats from the Kli Rishon on the tray.
Ooh, good.
Takes that knife,
Not on Shabbat.
not on Shabbat, on the day that there was shashlik. He sliced for the kids, they don't like the shashlik, they like dairy. Right? He cuts with that knife the pizza. They clean the knife, put it on the table. The guy needed right now to cut shashlik with this, meat, steak, al ha'esh. He takes it, cuts.
Just like this is vagina and the jelly.
This made
No problem.
5 minutes ago, they cut with this hot boiling pizza,
No problem.
cheese.
Batel b'shishim.
No problem.
Batel b'shishim, but you need... No, it's okay.
Because
It's-
you want-
Now this was al ha'esh. It's on the tray that came out of the oven, hot.
When you used it, it was already cold.
No.
But the knife is cold, but the meat is al ha'esh
Hot.
on
Yeah,
the fire,
Pizza was hot.
Pizza.
and the pizza is on the tray that came out of the oven, Kli Rishon. Both are extremely hot.
It's batel b'shishim, but you have to
Bechor?
do agala on the knife.
Huh? What happened today? Today ambush you made?
So batel b'shishim, but you do agala on the knife. No?
Shalom, shalom.
Bechor, so listen to this. That knife that you just cut pizza with, dairy, hot, from the oven. You take it, somebody wash it, put it on the table.
Okay.
The second guy doesn't know, takes it, he cuts with this shashlik al ha'esh on the fire.
No problem.
According following your Torah is no problem.
I tell you
But
what,
following-
1 to 60.
When you born in it.
What 1 to 6?
Listen to the rule, Bechor.
Flavor.
When do we say 1 to 60?
When it gets mixed.
Only when it gets mixed.
Mixed.
When it's cooking, like osvo, like shola, like palo, things cooks together.
Okay?
But if something that it is, Yaakov Shtoit, but something that it is not cooking, rather it is solid, when you cut with the dairy knife, the taste of the dairy is not going to spread around the whole steak. If I have a steak this size, yeah, like this computer, I cut over here. That dairy, Meir, yesterday I did Zohar or no? Why? I said why, remember or no?
David.
I told you.
Where
Said
is
when,
David?
when David is coming, it will be Zohar.
David Vinovat. Call for David.
No, yeah. On the show. So, Yaakov, Bechor, I'm cutting here the steak. The dairy is gonna spread to here? To here? Steak. Ni cooking palo barsh in a pot. Steak. It's not have any liquid that's to spread the taste. So in such a case, 60 is not gonna help you. You will need to slice it kedei netila from this side and from this side, one
From the
finger
steak, that's it.
from that steak.
That's it.
So it's a lot, you know, the whole thing. You're gonna have to like that
Oh,
garbage.
like this. No?
It's basar v'chalav. Kedei
This? How?
yeah.
Show us. No.
Yeah, this.
Everything like this?
This stick on both sides where the knife
This,
touched.
this stick.
No, this stick, not this stick.
This.
This.
This, like this.
Yeah, 2 centimeters.
It's nothing.
So for you, it's nothing. It's a lot, Meir.
Hey,
Then-
it doesn't happen in our house.
You never know. You never know.
Never know.
A person put a clean knife like that, he doesn't know. He come, cuts it.
Мясо не кушаю, чиз кушаю, горячий.
Что это считается, это большой хирург?
Ни Shabbat я говорю сейчас.
Yeah, regular day.
Yeah, of course. Choyoshi, to put together dairy and meat. It doesn't matter.
Garbage.
It was hot cheese. Hot cheese got absorbed in the knife.
А если был бы холодный?
No, халота другой. We're talking not халота, we're talking hot.
So was it because it's melt? That's why?
By Jewish law, the metal absorbs the taste of whatever you put before. So if you put before knife of dairy,
Что значит?
the pizza is dairy. The dairy went into the knife. Then you took that knife, you cut with this steak.
Все,
The dairy taste got into
Steak.
the steak.
посуд.
So according to our Torah, Bechor, what's halacha?
So good.
Not the whole steak.
Garbage.
No,
Not the whole steak.
the whole steak, it's still allowed. Just on 2 sides of the knife, you have to slice it with a kosher knife and throw it to the garbage.
А, и потом...
Sabaku može that?
Нет.
No. Why? Meat and milk. Not allowed to. Meat and milk is the oraita.
Right.
Asur to benefit even. Bepur sabaku da.
Benefit.
Not allowed to.
You can't benefit. You gotta
The
benefit.
oraita restriction, even though to give to a dog meat and milk together. Not remember we spoke
Yes.
about this. This
Can
one
sell,
guy
can
wanted to
benefit, can
open
do business.
no, I don't remember open or flip. I don't remember what was the case. Dairy and meat together. Some guy sold the restaurant $100,000 inventory for $20,000. Good deal or no, Bechor?
Bad deal.
100,000 inventory for $20,000.
Free.
Шоколад.
He calls the other guy. He said, "Listen, I have a deal for you. 100,000 inventory for 50,000. You want? Oh, bring right now, right now."
50% off.
He bought here 20, sold there for 50. Boom, $20,000. Didn't do nothing.
30 за работу.
Это можно.
Allowed or no?
No.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Почему? Он ведь его не обманул ведь.
No, he's benefit.
What does he sell? Meat and dairy cooked
Oh,
together.
meat and dairy.
А, битый.
Even one time flip. Ma aminame churam rabbi. Ma aminame nadidama. I just flip. Buy here, sell there.
Некошерный инвентарь.
No. Meat and milk together.
How about so good?
Not allowed to.
So good.
Go to a goy. Goy, not allowed to. Because Torah says 3 times, Lo tevashel gedi b'chalev imo. 3 times. One to tell you that even to benefit from it, you're not allowed.
Ой, ведь кушают эти мил с папарони. с
Nachon?
папарони.
But we're not allowed to make money on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one guy made sasiski when he came to America. He had that food truck.
The oraita.
Card, how do you call this? Food card, whatever. He says over there he has to make it. Sometimes they make meat and milk together, he says. Yeah. I said that's not allowed. The oraita not allowed. Baruch Hashem, he came out of that business. He used to make $300-400 back in a day, per day. They make good money there. 300-400. I'm talking about 20 years ago.
Окей,
$300 a day, that's a good money. The education нету, ничего нету, $300 карман ему. Очень хорошая работа была.
у меня есть friend, он еврей.
In English, Amir doesn't understand
I
Russian.
have a friend. He's Jewish. He sells not kosher things for the people.
Yeah,
You know, хазир.
yeah.
азир.
Русский магазин.
Не, да, но он сам наш человек. Он имеет право?
No, not allowed to.
А?
Асу? He's breaking the law.
Он уже работает, продает.
А что делать?
Он не
By
знает.
Jewish law, it's not allowed. You have to tell him.
Ты должен Вадиму сказать.
Tell him, Jonam, you have to come out of that business. Or,
Он знает, что ему нельзя, но как день еще...
listen, there is a ways around. You can partner up with a goy that the non-kosher stuff, The guy is in charge. He's not in charge.
Там кошер став нету. Равкото за код телефони.
No. The in telefoid, there's levels. Understand? If he really wants to do it the right way, he can. If it's hard to, give up the business for religion, there is a ways to make things allowed. Just tell him to speak to a rabbi. Be'emet, I'm telling you, you can save him. Like this guy was working on Shabbat. He says, Rabbi, my business open on Shabbat. I told him, you make a contract. You sell the business to the guy on Shabbat. There is a way that the guy is going to make the money, and you're not losing nothing.
Because my business opens Shabbat, it's not good.
Not good. Not allowed
Not
to.
working.
It doesn't matter. According to Jewish law, you're not allowed to.
שם אף יהודי לא עובד, לא נותן לו.
אסור לתת גויים פרנסה, לעבוד בשבת בשבילך, אסור.
אבל זה הם עובדים.
Doesn't matter, Johnny Halfish. Not allowed. If you want, David is gonna talk to get his number. You have his number? Сделай, David, митцва сделай.
Ты должен, я сделал контракт рабочий.
Чик-чак. Чик, вот он тоже сделал. И тоже третий сделал. Чик-чак.
Не, а если рабочий, я хочу подписывать.
No, he's gonna allow it. Don't worry. Tell him $50 every week you're gonna get for that. Don't worry. The employee has benefit for it. Employee, the guy, has benefit for it.
А если нет go employee?
You make.
А самый the best это закрыть, да, лучше? Let's go. Закрыть, самый the best.
It depends if you can afford it. Not everybody can afford it. To close the business, it's a big thing.
Знаешь, я работал в субботу, я только став. I mean, it's better not to work.
Yeah, but of course, better not to work. But if you're able to afford it, you have mortgage, you have tuition, you have this. Not everybody can, not allow to throw it. You have to know your level. Sometimes jumping too much, you can make a mistake. You can fall. That's a step at a time. Right now, sell it and see. But if you're able to close it totally on Shabbat, the best. But if it's hard, financial, I don't know your financial situation. You have to know your place. Don't jump over your head. So now, Bechor, listen to this now. Bechor, listen to this. Person took that knife. He said, Rabbi, you said in the class, Shalom Bo, you said in the class that if a person took a knife, cut cheese, hot cheese, then he cut shashlik ala ish, problem. My wife gave me steak, hot. I love it when it's hot. Hot I like. The fat should leak, should be very hot tasty. I love it. By mistake, Rabbi John, I took the knife of the dairy. The kids cut with this cheese 5 minutes ago from the oven, pizza hot. I took it, I didn't know. I'm tourist in the kitchen. I don't know what dairy, meat, I don't know nothing there. My wife was not around. I took it, I cut it in my plate. The steak, kasher or no?
Steak kasher, your mouth is not kasher.
You're lucky we don't follow your Torah, Bechor.
Jokes.
Huh? Ben Yomo, 5 minutes ago, the kids cut with this cheese a la ish on the oven.
Remove the layer, that's it.
Do you need to remove a layer? כדי קליפה there or no? כדי נטילה, not כדי קליפה there. Huh? As we said, that thickness of the finger. Вопрос, надо или нет? Says the Shalom, says Maran, in Rama. Once you put it in klisheni, in the plate, לא מבשל. Palakas meat, hot. It's on the plate, לא מבשל. But yesterday you told me, Rabbi, if I put it on the sikh and the shashlik, I cut it, that's a problem. That's all al aish, the kli rishon was. This right now you cut, kli sheni. But it's hot. It's the same temperature. I don't care, it's same temperature. Kli rishon ili kli sheni.
It also goes for transfer time.
Yeah, that's the chidush. And for this, Rabbi Bar Yosef says to the laws of Shabbat, if a person cuts eggs, Bechor, and the egg is very, very hot, can I put tamat on Shabbat? I like to put tomato sauce on the very hot egg on Shabbat. Natarel Komunia. Can I do that or no? Why?
Why?
Потому что она не кипит на огне.
Because it's on the klisheni. Скажите правильно. Because the plate that the egg is sitting on, it's klisheni. כלי שני, второй, right? Samovar or pot is כלי ראשון, because the heat, the fire was over there. Now you put it inside the plate, it's כלי שני. כלי שני doesn't cook.
So you have to remove a layer?
Don't have to. Because it's on the plate. The meat at the steak case, the dairy, don't have to.
You're saying the meat.
Only if it was on the fire?
Only when the meat was on the ala sikh, ala ish.
This much?
Yeah, not this much, this much. 2 centimeters. Huh?
And the meat and the knife are still kosher.
No,
No,
no. The meat and when? In kli sheni or kli rishon case?
the second one, the second.
When the steak is on the plate,
Yeah.
everything is kosher. The meat is kosher, the knife is kosher.
Wow.
Why? Kli sheni doesn't cook.
Even though technically it absorbs taste, no? It's the same temperature.
That's the chiddush here. No,
No.
that's the chiddush here. Who rules like that? Maran and Rama. That's the chiddush here. Both of them rule like that. Means Sfaradim and Ashkenazim the same over here. So if you saw Rabbi, why? Huh?
Knife is not clear rishon though,
The knife is not kli rishon.
but it was used to cut the hot cheese.
With kli rishon on the tray. They clean the knife. The guy put it on the countertop. He didn't know. He comes. Another guy comes, takes it. He cuts with this steak on the plate. Very hot steak.
And that if the knife wasn't clean.
Of course, if it's not clean, you have the actual
Not
cheese.
good
Yeah. Yavash dal bechor. Amen.
Man,
Okay. Why does the non-Jewish knife requires kashering? That's the second question. Says Rav Ovadia, we'll learn from the Ran and other Rishonim that the reason why non-Jewish goyish knife requires kashering is because it is used in kli rishon, not because it cuts hot meat, which is davar gush, as a solid hot item. Here, you right now, the goy sells you a knife that costs $200 for $20. You saw it on the flea market.
okay.
Legit, no fake. You say, Rabbi, it's a good knife. It's an expensive knife. This Devona sells for $20. It costs $200, the new one. Can I buy it?
Yeah.
Says Allah, you can buy it. But what do you need to do? Agala. No, сначала его скипяти. Boil water, put it inside for 2 minutes, 1 minute, take it out.
And
Tamam,
then
kasher.
And
Huh?
then mikveh.
And then mikveh. Then take it to the mikveh.
Doesn't matter the order. Mikveh or
Better first kashrut, then mikveh. So you go into the mikveh clean 100%. That's better. But if you flip the order, it's also kasher. After that, you can sharpen it, use it, no problem. Says the Iran, listen, why I need to do hagala to that? For what? Says, you know why? Because sometimes the guy used that knife while he was cutting things in the skavarodka, in the pan on the fire. How often people use a knife with on the skavarodka on the fire? How often people do that? What more common, to cut hot meat on the plate or cut hot meat on the pan?
On the pan.
Yeah? You're cutting hot meat on the pan? How often you do that?
On the plate. On
On the plate.
Yeah.
So plate is kli sheni. Why we require hagala? Kli sheni lo doesn't require hagala. Says the Ran, because sometimes the goy cooked it, used it on the pan, on the skavarodka when he was on the fire, when he was kli rishon.
the flavor went inside.
You said the flavor doesn't absorb a second.
So then because in the plate, because of the
On the
pan.
pan. So the flavor stays.
So what do we see again? That the Ran says, and all the Rishonim say, that plate, kli sheni, will not make the meat cook and transfer the taste to the knife. Even though it's extremely hot. So says Rabbi Bar Yosef, same thing we'll say for the laws of cooking on Shabbat. That kli sheni, lo mevashel, doesn't cook. Not only liquidy stuff, even solid stuff. So once I cut the egg, once I cut the potato, once I cut hot things, palakas, you put your finger, you burn your finger. Can I put my tomato on this or no? Or I have to wait until it cools down?
You don't have to wait.
You don't have to wait. You can put immediately, says Rabbi. Because davar sheni, so kli sheni,
לא מבשל.
lo mevashel. Doesn't matter if it is liquidy or if it is a solid.
Whole thing is whole.
Huh?
Like in Ashkenaz, it's whole.
Yes. So where we heard that Shalom, that's, when you cut egg on Shabbat, wait. Sfaradim and Ashkenazim say it doesn't cook. Comes Rabbi Yosef and says, listen to this. Number 3, do the stringencies applied to davar gush in the laws of Shabbat also extended to the laws of meat and milk? The Rama wrote that the stringency of davar gush does not apply in the laws of meat and milk. So even the Rama himself, Rama Ashkenazim, said that it doesn't apply not to laws of Shabbat, not to laws of basar v'chalav. Choi Oshi. In both cases, kli sheni lo mevashel. Samavar kli rishon, pat deg kli rishon. A tarel kli wasn't on the fire. It's considered to be kli sheni. Kli sheni doesn't cook. Boris, you got it? Yaakov, you with us? Famidim. Vayamonet vay olam haba nemesh o amont avit harav. Avait harav. No, it should patom vuti. Torah l'arko v'chot. Number 4. What is the Maharshal's opinion on whether davar gush cooks or absorbs and admits? Maharshal, you know the Maharshal? Rabbi Shlomo Luria is buried in Poland. I was in his grave. When I was in Poland, I was in his grave. And the old cemetery of Lublin. Huh? It was Tzadikim gravesite. Only Tzadikim gravesite. It's an old cemetery over there. A lot of Tzadikim buried there. I was by the Rama also, Bechor. Rama, Rabbi Moshe Israelish. There is a graveyard, a cemetery, one after another. This rabbi, that rabbi. Wow.
Over there is okay.
Yeah, big tzaddikim. Mamash. I was like shocked. What tzaddikim are buried there? In Krakow. There's an old cemetery of Krakow.
Ukraine.
Not Ukraine, no, it's Poland. That's Uman in Ukraine. Okay, the Marshal, so Rabbi Shlomo Luria, he was the cousin of Arizal. Rabbi Shlomo Luria. Rabbi Tzchak Luria is Arizal. He was Rabbi Shlomo Luria. He writes, the Marshal regarded davar gush as having the status of a kli rishon. He is the one that holds that Gemara said kli sheni lo mevashel. What was the case of the Gemara? You remember? Rebbe went to Hammam on Shabbat. And he wanted to cool off. The servant that was the one was with him. He wanted to warm up the oil. Remember him, Yaakov? What did he tell him? Don't put the oil inside the tub. Take a vessel, pour into another vessel, and put the oil inside there. Right? Why he put it here and not in the tub? Because this kli sheni, says the Marshal. I'm sorry. What was the case in the Gemara? Water. Where do we say kli sheni lo mevashel? Water, why? Because water is spread around, it gets cooled off. The walls of the vessel, cooling it off. But once you put potato in a plate, it's not spreading around. You're putting an egg in the plate, it's not spreading around. So in such a case, you don't have a proof it's no mevashel. Right. In the contrary, it retains the heat for a very long time. Therefore, it is mevashel, it is cooking. That's the Maharshal's logic. Makes sense, no? His logic makes a lot of sense. But Rabbi Ovadia Yosef says, as having the status of Kli Rishon. However, some interpret that the Maharshal did not equate davar gush to a Kli Rishon in terms of halachic cooking capacity.
What's gush again?
Gush is a solid thing. Capacity, but rather concerning its ability to absorb and emit flavors from vessels, not to cook. Even the Maharshal that says it is like Kli Rishon, if it retains the heat, that's only to emit and give in, absorb, or take out the tastes of things, like the knife or the pizza story with the meat. That's what Maharshal says that's a problem. But not for the laws of cooking. Kli sheni does not cook no matter what. Got it? So that's a person cuts egg on Shabbat. Even if the egg is very hot, you're allowed to put some tomato sauce right away on top. Salt, peri, chocolate, no problem. He doesn't have to wait. Yes, David.
During meal or
During the meal, yeah.
or before meal?
Someone takes like pizza from the oven on the meat plate. Is it still meat plate or not to cook boil? According to this logic.
According to Marshall, will be a problem. It meets the taste. But according to Maran, it's not a problem.
Because it's
Right. But can we do that then? So then why we keep dairy and meat in the house?
separate.
Why we keep it separately?
Yeah.
If you say Kli Sheni, there is no problem. The answer is because Chachamim are afraid that if a person constantly going to do it, there'll be a chance of a mistake. For example, he's going to pour from a soup, let's say hot soup, of meaty into a dairy bowl.
Yes,
So that's, or he's going to do it with a ladle, kafgir, he's going to put it inside.
Здесь во сколько? 6:30.
Got it? So for that reason, Chazal made a decree, gezerah, not to do it. Don't allow people say, oh, this was cold, or therefore it's okay. Don't allow that because something could be used in hot. A person wants to cut cold pizza with a knife, of meaty knife. Suleiman, can you do that or no? Yaakov, can you do that or no? Cold pizza, cold, and I was still over.
Да, можно.
I want to take meaty knife and cut.
Both cold.
Chisty knife, no, not dirty. Both cold. The knife is cold. The pizza, right now it's cold. Cold doesn't transfer.
Трансфер халави басари. Если его протерешь, помоешь, можно, мое мнение.
Okay, what's the Jewish мнение?
Нет, нельзя.
Very good. Why not?
Потому что это молочь халави басари.
What's the problem? It's cold. The taste doesn't transfer.
Might be too hot
Very good. Today we make it with cold. Tomorrow you're going to do it
with the hot.
with the hot. Yeah, big problem.
If you did it, Avera,
Huh? Yeah, that's why it's Avera, yeah.
prohibition.
It is prohibition. Person cannot take a meaty knife and cut
Cold.
with this cold pizza. It's meaty, it's cold, Rabbi. It doesn't matter. Today you use it with cold. Tomorrow you can make a mistake, use it with hot. Understand? Very good. Number 5. Wow. Bechor, today you behaved good. We finished 5 questions. L'ain hara. I want to finish the 5th one.
Главных нападающих нет.
Даже ты готовься, там у нас будешь тоже рабай.
Practically, what is the law regarding a solid piece? Does it cook or absorbs and emits?
Завтра подготовьтесь, модератор.
Beli never.
Parashan Zohar.
Вся надежда на вас.
А что будет завтра?
Юшвой бовош. Амакаш.
Плов, шашлыки.
Sushi pizza.
Тебе ресторан, что ли, площадь?
There is a suffix feka double dot for leniencies. Perhaps it's the law like a secondary vessel. Perhaps the law of davar gush, yeah? The law of davar gush is like secondary vessel. And if you want to say like the Maharshal, but what the Maharshal said, it's considered like Kli Rishon. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, perhaps it's only regarding absorption and emission. Taste exchanges, but not for cooking powers. Shalom, you got that? That's why, bottom line, Bechor, a person is allowed to cut on Shabbat the egg, the potato, the meat, even though it's extremely hot, and put on it tamat, put on it onions. Sometimes people like onions, on the meat. Fresh cut onion, he wants to put on it and put some uksus.
Oh,
Shabbat, can you do that or no?
yes.
The uksus is spicy.
Да, можно.
The onions are spicy. The steak is palakas hot.
Second
можно.
hand.
Not second hand,
Second.
second vessel.
Yes.
כלי שני,
Ah,
לא מבשל. That's the bottom line.
можно.
The Chidush is even according to Ashkenazim, it should be allowed, says Rav Ovadia. Ashkenazim don't listen to Rabbi Ovadia.
No, they don't.
The Machmir. Machmir, no. Maharshal said, no. Habibi, Rama. Rama, your rabbi, said it's allowed. Why are you more Machmir than Rama?
Why did Rama allow it?
Rama allowed it. He says, because the Gemara said no
Because there's
problem.
certain things he didn't allow.
The Ramas himself said that if a person cut with a pizza knife, he cut the steak does not get absorption from the knife. It's clean knife, yeah, no problem, you're good. The knife just clean, the knife didn't get any problem. The meat also didn't get any problem. Why? Because it was on the plate. Klisheni doesn't cook. Got it? So we learned that Klisheni doesn't cook even for Ashkenazim and even for solid things. That was the power of Rabbi Ovadia, Rabotai, to educate even the Ashkenazim. Okay, we left off on page 370. Right now we're going to go to Zohar HaKadosh.